Executive Vice President Delcy Rodriguez present before the National Assembly the economic emergency decree signed by the President Nicolás Maduro.
A presentar a este honorable cuerpo legislativo el decreto.
To present to this honorable legislative body the decree of economic emergency, signed by President Nicolás Maduro Moros, to be submitted for consideration of this honorable legislative body. As you all know, April 2nd became a date that humanity will not be able to forget. On April 2nd, the government of the United States of America launched an unprecedented global trade war that, regardless of the course it takes or the outcome it achieves, will change and reshape a commercial re-engineering of all economic relations on the planet.
In the United States, 6 people died when a helicopter crashed into the Hudson River on Thursday afternoon. The incident happened at roughly 3:15 p.m. local time on Thursday near the Holland Tunnel ventilation shaft in Jersey City. According to the New York Police Department, 3 adults and at least 2 children were on board, and the balloon was also killed. It was announced that all of the bodies have been recovered. City Hall sources identified the victims of the family from Spain. The Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board are investigating the crash. The Coast Guard has established a safety zone in the Hudson River, stopping vessel traffic a mile north and south of the river, which is impacting ferry service.
According to the manifest, aboard the helicopter were 6 people, 1 pilot, 2 adults, and 3 children. NYPD divers pulled 4 people from the crash site, and FDNY divers recovered an additional 2. Immediate life-saving measures were undertaken on the vessels at the scene, as well as the adjoining pier. 4 victims were pronounced dead on scene, and 2 more were removed to local area hospitals, where sadly both succumbed to their injuries. Names are being withheld at this time pending family notification. Here is what we know about the flight, and this is based on flight tracking software. A Bell 206 helicopter flying for the tour company New York Helicopters took off from the downtown Manhattan heliport at 2:59 p.m. The aircraft flew south before turning to fly north along the Manhattan shoreline up the Hudson River. At 3:08 p.m., the helicopter reached the George Washington Bridge and then turned again to fly south along the New Jersey shoreline. Shortly thereafter, the aircraft lost control and hit the water just a few feet off the coast of Pier A Park in Hoboken. The cause of the crash is currently under investigation.
The Mexican head of state, Claudia Sheinbaum, highlights the importance of Mexico's ties with the countries of Latin America and the Caribbean. In the framework of her participation in the Select Summit held in Honduras, the president highlighted the importance of the ties between Mexico and the number of countries of the organization, pointing out that her country promotes joint cooperation for regional welfare. Sheinbaum explained that she proposed to the Select Summit where the powers of each nation will work together in order to complement a joint front in the face of the current problems affecting the peoples.
Because our objective is the welfare of the people of Mexico, but also the welfare of Latin America and the Caribbean. That is why we are proposing a summit where we can talk about the complementarities we have, and how we can expand the economic relationship between Mexico and the countries of Latin America and the Caribbean.
The funeral service of merengue singer Ruby Perez were held on Thursday in Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic. The tribute took place at the Eduardo Brito National Theater in the national's capital at the end at 4 p.m. local time. The honors to the singers, who was also known as the highest voice of merengue, were attended by the singers' families together with prominent figures of the music industry. The artist will be buried at the Puerta del Cielo cemetery in the municipality of La Cuava. Ruby Perez died on Tuesday after the collapse of the nightclub roof where his orchestra was performing.
We lost our great idol Ruby Perez. We lost many people, many neighbors of this country. I am very sad, and I want to tell the owners of the discotheque that they should have seen if there was a problem. They should have warned people. When God commands, but perhaps this could have been prevented, all those deaths, there was a failure. If I had been there and see a little piece of ceiling fall on my table, I would have gone up and taken the microphone and would have asked what was going on. Because we are God's children and we are all going to die, but not like that. I am really hurt about all those people who have died and their families. I give them my heartfelt condolences and hope tragedies like that don't happen again. Because we have really lost too many families and too many things.
The National Assembly of Venezuela approved the economic emergency decree presented by the national government to face the tariff war sanctions of the U.S. The Executive Vice President Delcy Rodriguez presented the economic emergency decree signed by President Nicolás Maduro, given the international circumstances and the impact of the economic trade war against the world. Rodriguez added that it decrees preventive action to guarantee defense and accompany national production. She also stressed that U.S. people who